Well, to be two, capital G here, got a pretty short but pretty cool duel for you guys to check out. It actually, it involves this really weird deck at the bottom. It's a light attribute deck that runs a bunch of light attribute archetypes that you probably should never put together, but in this case, it actually works. I think it's because all of them have some attributes or some characteristics of really being able to banish and take advantage of that. So a Metaphys is in here. I believe that ABC is also in here, although you will not see ABC in this duel. And then obviously you can tell by the opening hand, there is a bunch of light sworn cards in here as well. So let's go ahead and roll this. I believe at the top, what is that? Oh, he's playing like a weird build of heroes. Okay, yeah, it's like a vision hero weird build. Anyway, so he opens with Charge of the Light Brigade. He's going to activate Trade In, and then he summons a card that I don't think that I've seen since I was like a teenager. This is Soul of Purity and Light, I believe it is. Soul of Purity and Light. It's such a strange artwork on this card. I was always taken aback by the artwork of the card, how it just kind of has this guy and it has like this naked angel that's hugging on him. I was like, is this his girlfriend? Did his girlfriend die or something like that? Now, he does have Soul Absorption, so all of these Metaphys cards are going to gain him life points in it. Unfortunately, his opponent does have Pot of Desires, which I think he might not activate that simply because his opponent will gain 5,000 life points for it. So you don't want to do that. Anyways, he's going to go for maybe Needle Fiber? Nope. He goes for Black Rose Dragon to blow up the field so that he can activate his, Allure of Darkness, and so that he can actually do his stuff. Not activating Pot of Desires yet. I don't know why he didn't do that, but he does have the Vision Hero. No, now here comes the Pot of Desires. Oh, draws another copy of Desires off of Desires. I mean, people like the meme about that, but it does actually happen. And he has some little monsters on board. He is going to be able to form change into Anki and do a little more damage. Not quite enough damage. I feel like maybe he should have went into Isode before the battle phase. Maybe he could have found a way to finish his opponent off. It's fine though, because he does get the Honest Neos, which I guess can be used to possibly protect the Vision Hero Vion. So let's see exactly how our weird Banish deck is going to, basically recover. He tries to go for the Wolf Cheese. Wolf Cheese is going to be stopped by Call by the Grave, although him using Call by the Grave, which banishes the wolf, is actually going to give his opponent 500 life points. So I guess it kind of worked out for both players. Anyways, he's going to go for Michael, I believe, after summoning Soul and Purity of Light, another copy, which gains him life points. And then Michael has a really nice interaction here. Michael is trying to banish, well, it does actually banish the Vision Hero Vion, which actually turns off the Honest Neos, but he essentially is going to pay 1,000 life points, but he's going to gain 500 back. So that's actually a pretty good trade. He's going to kill both his opponent's monsters, and now his opponent is in a really bad spot. It just gets worse. He mills a Wolf and Eclipse Wyvern during the end phase. Wolf obviously is going to give him a monster on field, and then Eclipse Wyvern is going to banish a big dragon monster, which is going to give him even more life points. So I mean, it just kind of went from good, or it went from good to great for the guy at the bottom. Now unfortunately, a couple of more Metaphys monsters are going to banish. That's going to give him even more life points. And I think after activating the Pot of Desires, I think he realized that there was almost no way he was going to be able to come back and win. And he also doesn't have a deck, so there's that too. But he did give his opponent 5,000 life points by activating Desires. I kind of wonder, when you think of like Banish decks, a lot of times I always think of the Dark attribute just because of Allure of Darkness and Necroface and, Grim Maju. Like, those are the cards you generally associate with it. But I guess there are some crazy light builds that can work because a Metaphys is, it's light, and obviously ABC, they banish naturally to summon the Buster Dragon, and then Buster Dragon has a banish effect as well. So I guess you could, make a Banish deck that's actually kind of light. So I'm gonna pause for like 1 second. I'm gonna show you guys what the deck looks like. So this is what the deck looks like on paper. It is incredibly strange. 47 cards. I wonder exactly why that number specifically. Really interesting. I did tell you guys that the ABC pieces were in here, only one copy. I kind of get it. It's like you don't really want to draw them. You really just want to get them in the graveyard by milling. You've got your 3 Charge of the Light Brigade, 3 copies of Solar Recharge, so hopefully you don't actually draw them. You don't need the cards. I mean, you never really have to summon the ABC pieces for them to be useful. All you have to do is just get them in the graveyard. And so Absorption just has so many applications here. Obviously with the Amethyst, and then with Fairy Tale Snow, with Eclipse Wyvern. There's so many different ways to use this. I like the fact that it's a Banish deck, but at the same time, it's kind of like a Luxaki Lightsworn deck. You saw it with the Wolf, which, well, the multiple copies of Wolf, he runs 3 in here, and I always believe that Wolf is a card that, I mean, I like to see 3 copies of Wolf in any deck that I run it in. I mean, I'm not saying it's completely 3 or 0. It's just, to me, it's always been kind of a Luxaki card that can win you games that you probably shouldn't win, so I'm just a really big fan of it. A lot of targets for trade-in. He's got the Judgment Dragon and then Punishment Dragon, and then obviously like the Amethyst cards, which I imagine the game plan, if you do happen to draw them, is probably just to like get them banished with you know, maybe your copies of Soul Purity of Light, or, you know, Fairy Tale Snow. So I imagine if you do draw these cards, just trade them in and then banish them from the graveyard. But just a nice little interesting concept, and definitely a twist when it comes to like the banished decks.